Here's a truth that will change everything you think you know about your reality. The feeling that we're all connected isn't just a feeling. It's data. For our entire lives, we've been taught a lie of separation, that you are here and the world is out there, that your thoughts are private and the past is gone. But the most groundbreaking science of our time, quantum physics, is revealing a universe where those boundaries are an illusion. So the urgent question becomes, are we truly connected across time and space? Or is that the wrong question entirely? Over the next few minutes, we will unravel this mystery. We will start with the solid world you think you know, and by the end, we will return to it, seeing it not as separate points, but as a single, shimmering field of connection. Your intuition was never wrong. You just didn't have the science to prove it. Let's begin.
So let's begin where everything begins. Not with the spooky stuff, but with a simple, solid truth about your reality. And it's this: nothing is solid. Look at your hand. It feels solid, right? A separate object. But that's a lie your brain tells you. The chair you're sitting on, the screen you're watching, it's all mostly empty space, a vacuum. And what isn't empty space? It's not tiny billiard balls. It's something far stranger. Think of a fan blade spinning at max speed. It looks like a solid, shimmering disc, but you know it's not. It's a blade moving so fast it blurs into a field of presence. That is the quantum world. At the absolute core of everything you know, particles aren't just little things. They're more like vibrations or waves of potential in an invisible energy field. Physicists call this a quantum field. Think of it as the fundamental canvas of the universe. This is our first quantum leap. We're not a collection of separate things bumping into each other in an empty box. We are localized vibrations, knots of energy in a single unified field. You, me, this entire planet, we are all excitations in the same substrate, ripples in the same pond. So if that's true, it changes our opening question completely. It's no longer, are we connected? The real question becomes, how could we not be? If we're all made of the same fundamental vibrating fabric, then connection isn't the mystery. Separation is. And that's just the starting point. Because if this is what reality is like in space, what does it mean for our connection across time? So, if we're all ripples in the same quantum field, vibrations in the same fundamental canvas, that suggests a connection, but it's a quiet background hum. Now, get ready for the phenomenon that turns that hum into a shout. This is where physics gets spooky. I want you to imagine something impossible. Imagine you have a special pair of coins. You take one, I take the other. We don't look at them. We could be standing right here, or we could be on opposite sides of the galaxy. Now, you flip your coin. It comes up heads. At that exact instant, and I mean instant, faster than light, my coin becomes tails. Not because a signal traveled, but because the moment you observed yours, the fate of both was sealed. They were never two separate coins. They were a single, connected system. This isn't science fiction. This is quantum entanglement. It's what Einstein called spooky action at a distance. He hated the idea because it shattered the classical view of a local, separable universe. But decades of experiments, from Elaine Aspect's groundbreaking work to modern labs, have proven it's real. When two particles become entangled, they lose their individual identity. Their properties, like spin or polarization, are linked in a cosmic dance. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's weird for tiny particles, but that doesn't apply to my world. But here's the quantum leap. This isn't just a microscopic curiosity. This is the principle that powers the next technological revolution: quantum computing. A quantum computer doesn't use regular bits, which are either 0 or 1. It uses qubits. And when qubits are entangled, they can explore countless possibilities simultaneously. They are, in a very real sense, connected in a way that defies our everyday logic. They are solving problems like designing new medicines or understanding climate models that are impossible for any conventional computer. The technology working to save our future is built on this principle of instantaneous non-local connection. So, let's tie it back to our field. Remember the idea that we're all ripples in the same quantum field? Entanglement is the active, dynamic expression of that. It's the field remembering that two ripples that once touched are still part of the same pattern. The connection isn't a force traveling through space. It's a fact that transcends space. The universe at its core is non-local. And if that's true for space, what about time? If two particles can be linked across 1 million light years, could something be linked across 1 million years? Is the universe keeping a permanent record of every interaction, every touch, every moment we've ever shared? That feeling you get, that sudden, unexplainable thought of someone right before they call, what if that's not a coincidence? What if it's a flicker of entanglement? A gentle reminder that the separateness you feel is just the quiet part of the dance.
So now we have a universe where connection defies space, where entangled particles communicate instantly across any distance because they're not two, but one. It's a breathtaking idea, but it leaves us with a monumental question. What about time? Is our past just a frozen recording, or is it something more fluid? To understand this, we have to confront one of the most mind-bending quantum concepts: superposition. We've all seen the trope, Schrödinger's cat, both dead and alive. But what does that really mean? It means that at the quantum level, a particle exists in a blur of all its possible states, all at once. It's a probability wave, not a pinpoint. It's everywhere it could be, until something forces it to choose. This is the observer effect. The moment you measure it, the wave collapses. You get a single, definite reality. But here's the part that will bend your sense of time. That act of observation in the present doesn't just define the now. It also defines the then. Think of it like this. Imagine a quantum version of a choose-your-own-adventure book. But in this book, the story isn't written until you get to the end. All the possible paths the hero could have taken, left, right, fought, ran, they all exist simultaneously. The moment you read the final page, your observation doesn't just create the ending. It retroactively writes the entire journey. It selects the one consistent history that leads to that outcome. This isn't just philosophy. It's grounded in experiments like the quantum delayed choice experiment, pioneered by John Wheeler. These experiments suggest that a particle's decision about how it behaved in the past can be influenced by a measurement we make in the present. The past is not set in stone. It is, in a sense, waiting for us. Now, you might push back. I remember my past clearly. It's fixed. But are you sure? Your memory isn't a perfect video recording. It's a reconstruction. Every time you recall an event, you're subtly reshaping it, observing it anew. What if that's not a flaw? What if it's a feature, a hint of a deeper quantum truth? This is the temporal version of entanglement, a connection that defies not just space, but the arrow of time itself. So let's make this deeply personal. That unresolved argument with a loved one,
the path you didn't take in your career, that memory that haunts you or inspires you. Quantum mechanics suggests that those past events aren't dead fossils. They are, in a way, still vibrating in a state of potential, their full meaning not yet collapsed. Your attention to them now, your reflection, your forgiveness, your gratitude, isn't just remembering. It's a form of observation. It's you, in the present, reaching back and having a conversation with the waves of your own history, helping to collapse them into a story with meaning. We are not just connected across space. We are in a constant, living dialogue with time. Our present is entangled with our past. And if that's true for our personal story, what does it mean for the story of us all? What if looking at the stars, which is literally looking into the past, is a form of cosmic observation? What if by witnessing the universe, we are not just learning its history, but are participating in its creation? This leads us to the final and most profound collapse of all.
We've journeyed from a solid world to a quantum field, to spooky connections across space, and even to a past that whispers to the present. But this leads to one final, inevitable question that has haunted physicists since the beginning. What, or who, is the observer? What is the thing that collapses the wave? The shocking answer is us. This is the ultimate quantum leap. We are not passive spectators in a pre-written universe. We are participants. This idea, championed by physicist John Wheeler, is called the participatory universe. The universe needed a way to come into being, to collapse infinite possibilities into a single reality. And so it engineered a way to observe itself. It created consciousness. It created us. Think of it like a grand cosmic art gallery. The paintings, the stars, the planets, this entire reality exist as a blur of potential of every possible stroke and color all at once. But a painting in an empty gallery has no meaning. It needs a witness to give it form. Our consciousness is that witness. Our attention is the light that illuminates one specific masterpiece from the infinite darkness of what could be. This is the profound resolution to the wave-particle duality we started with. A particle is a wave of potential until it meets a conscious observer. Then, and only then, does it collapse into a definite point. Your act of looking is not trivial. It is creative. It is necessary. This isn't mystical thinking. It's an interpretation that solves the central paradox of quantum mechanics. As Eugene Wigner and others noted, the observer effect creates a chain that leads back to a conscious mind. The universe is a self-excited circuit. We are the universe, and we are here to know itself. So let's bring this home. That feeling of connection we started with, the phone call from a friend you were just thinking about, that isn't a break in the laws of physics. It is the law. It's a flicker of entanglement in the field. It's your shared history, still vibrating in superposition, collapsing into a moment of meaningful coincidence through your mutual observation. You are not a lonely soul in a vast, indifferent machine. You are the universe feeling its own connection. You are a localized knot of consciousness in a seamless quantum fabric, and your very existence is a conversation with the whole. The separation was the illusion. The connection was always the fundamental truth. So the next time you feel that uncanny link to another person or to a moment in time, don't dismiss it. Recognize it. It's not a glitch. It's a glimpse behind the curtain. It's you remembering what you truly are.
So let's return to our original question, the one that started this entire journey. Are we truly connected across time and space? But now listen to that question again, through the lens of everything we've explored. Do you hear how the meaning has shifted? The question itself has collapsed into a new state. Across implies a distance to be crossed, a gap to be bridged. But the quantum view reveals there is no gap. There is no across. We are not separate islands shouting to each other over vast oceans. We are the ocean itself. We are vibrational patterns, persistent excitations in a unified quantum field. Our connections aren't signals traveling through the void. They are the fundamental geometry of the void itself. The spooky linkage of entanglement shows us that space is an illusion when it comes to true connection. And the fluid nature of the past, its responsiveness to the present, tells us that time is not a one-way street, but a participatory dance. We are the universe's mechanism for generating meaning. We are the observers who collapse the wave function of reality from a sea of potential into the shared, solid experience of a sunrise, a conversation, a lifetime. So, the feeling that we're connected, that sudden thought of a friend, that sense of shared understanding, that awe under a starry sky, that is not a phantom. It is not wishful thinking. It is data. It is the most direct evidence you will ever have of the true nature of reality. It is you, a conscious node in the quantum network, sensing the vibrations of the whole. You are feeling the universe feeling itself. The connection was never the mystery. It was the starting point. The only real mystery was ever the temporary and necessary illusion of separation that allows us to have this individual experience in the first place. So the next time you feel that pull, that synchronicity, that deep, unexplainable sense of belonging, don't question the connection. Question the separation. And in that question, you will find your answer.
This changes everything, doesn't it? Because this isn't just about understanding the universe. It's about understanding your place in it. You are not a stranger in a strange land. You are the universe conscious. You are a localized concentration of stardust that has awakened to its own nature. Your quest for connection is the universe seeking to understand its own connected wholeness through you. That solid world you touch, it's a collapsed probability wave. The space between you and others, it's a field of instantaneous connection. The past you remember, it's a story still being written with every moment of your present attention. So I'll leave you with this final collapse, the one that brings our loop full circle. The next time your phone rings with that uncanny timing, or a memory surfaces with perfect clarity, or you simply feel a profound sense of belonging while looking at the night sky, don't call it a coincidence. Call it a confirmation. Call it quantum.
So we return to our beginning, to that simple, solid feeling of being a separate self in a silent universe. To the question, are we truly connected across time and space? We now have our answer. The feeling was never the mystery. It was the clue. There is no across. There is only the field. The phone call from a friend isn't a signal crossing a void. It's a vibration reminding you that the void is full. The past isn't a dead recording. It's a story you are still helping to write with your attention in this very moment. You are not a stranger here. You are the universe, feeling its own connection. So the real question that emerges now, the only one that matters, is this. If separation is the illusion and connection is the fundamental law, what kind of reality will you choose to collapse with your attention? How will you engage with this entangled truth? This is just the first loop,
The rabbit hole goes infinitely deeper into the nature of consciousness, time, and our role in it all. If you're ready to continue unraveling the fabric of reality with a community of entangled thinkers, subscribe. Because the greatest revelation is this: the journey never ends. It only spirals outward. Remember, the connection wasn't the question. It was always the answer.